higher income actually making your pockets hurt more? Here to break down the income tax headache and give us some tips on better money management is Peter Sashecki with Everything Financial. Good morning, Peter.
Good morning.
People watching like, oh, well, that's a hard problem to have. You make so much money that you actually get dinged more for it. But it actually really does hurt people.
Yeah, a viewer said, I have more money when I was making $8 an hour than I do now making $100,000. And it's true. The more you make, the more they take.
Right.
We know that because the percentage of the income tax that comes off gets higher and higher. But also, the more you take, the more you spend, the more they take. You just end up with less money.
Circle.
It is. You just end up with less money. So you got to do some planning to make sure if you're going to make more, you keep more, not give away more.
So outline how that tax bracket thing works, because I think a lot of people maybe don't know how it goes.
Yeah, I mean, there's a ton of tax brackets in BC when you combine BC with the federal government. You put the two together, but when you're in that $40,000 to $45,000 range, it's quite low. You're in 22%, and then you get closer to 80,000. And it jumps up, and then you're getting into 30s, and then all of a sudden you get over that 100,000, and you get some big jumps, 38, 42, eventually 50, and so on. And people think, well, you're making that much money, it's a nice problem to have, right?
Mm-hmm.
But you have to plan, because if you make more, so you get $10 more, but they take a bigger portion of it, but you tend to spend the same or spend more. People don't put enough away, but the government takes more. And it's not just government, it's all the other taxes we have too.
Oh, there's so many taxes. Okay, so one tip you have is to learn how to use other people's money. So what does that mean?
Use other people's money. People are, and this comes from I think our parents and our grandparents' generation, you pay cash for everything. But you pay cash for everything, you lose your principal. You lose the pie, as they say. So you gotta look for every opportunity you can, when it's feasible, when the rates are good, to borrow money, but don't go above your means and don't overspend. But when you borrow money, you keep your principal intact, and the money goes a lot further. Because if you go spend $50,000 for a car and you pay cash, which some people do sometimes, especially when they get into retirement, $50,000 is gone. Well, you can't go work again to replace $50,000. So using borrowed money is never, well, it's not always never, but a lot of times it's never a bad thing, especially for assets that don't really depreciate or that give you a tax deduction. If you're getting a tax write-off, use somebody else's money.
Okay, and something else you say is that we need to learn how to pay ourselves first.
Pay ourselves first. Take some money out of everything in your take-home pay, put a little bit away for you. Don't think, I'm going to work, and age 65 comes, or 60, or whatever that magic age is, and then I'm going to retire and travel. Because guess what? You might not get there, unfortunately.
I know.
So take a little bit out every paycheck, do the holiday fund, do the work optional lifestyle fund, where don't think retirement is 65. Do a little bit of retirement every year, and maybe that big trip is every 3 years. But you save for it, do a trip, save for it. Otherwise, saving, putting money away, paying taxes, you're going to rebel like a child eventually and just go blow all the, you do. You just blow all the money. But if you can reward yourself for hard work and see that hard work does pay off every couple years, then you know what? Saving isn't so bad. Because we had a 3-year window. We're not going to say what it was, because then you have to put money in the swear jar.
Okay.
But there was a 3-year window where people saved a lot because they couldn't go really anywhere.
Yes, that's true.
And then they got used to doing it. Well, you know what? Don't go crazy because that window is now done and you can go spend. Actually save for 2 or 3 years, big trip. Save, big trip. If you don't pay yourself first, what's the point of working so hard?
It'll pay off in the end. Okay, Peter Sashecki, you're giving us some great advice this morning, as always. Thank you so much.
Have a great day.
Thank you, you too.